the New York Jets can no longer hurt me. The damage.
We are gathered here today, BT.
I didn't know this was coming.
To officially end the season.
Yeah.
The unkillable.
I appreciate that.
Has been killed.
Well, thank you for showing up, sir. I appreciate
Careful
the
there, Tony.
condolences here. Okay.
You didn't dress appropriately.
This is what we're doing today. This team, thank you, Sal. Appreciate you showing up at the funeral.
You like my helmet?
You would be here. Huh? It's beautiful.
Well, I mean, I figured the unkillable killed. I got to dress appropriately, right?
Yeah, all in black, right? Sal, the damage is done. The damage is done. I think the pain is irreparable at this point, which is the whole, unpacking of the unkillable stuff. I tried. I tried. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I fought the good fight. I truly did. I just didn't want to accept this torturous football fate, resilient. Oh, you really are annoying me. He's got the black jacket, too. Whose jacket is that?
Izzo let me borrow it.
I can tell it's
pretty big on you. I was just going to wear a Falcons jersey, and then they were like, hey, don't you think it'd be better if it were like you dressed in a funeral?
Who came up? Was this Al?
Spike and Izzo.
Of course. Yeah, fantastic.
I can't wear this damn thing. I can't put my earphones on. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Congratulations on the win, by the way. Seriously. But I hate football. Let me take that back.
I hate football. Can I tell you, though, before you get going here?
Yes.
I want to give you the text. I want to read the people the text that I got.
From
you. This is from BT yesterday during the game. And then you could have your whole soliloquy here and bury the Jets as only you can, BT, as you touch the emotions of the Jet fan base.
Okay.
I get a text from you first of a picture of you and I that you...
I can't believe you brought roses.
You X'd me out in the picture and you said, I had this ready to go. Congrats. And then at 4:29, quote, I give up.
I did say that. I was broken.
Even my mother texted me, good job with the Falcons. Take it easy on BT tomorrow.
If Mama says that, then, and of course he doesn't listen. He comes and he mocks me with a fake funeral. So that's how much Sal listens to Mama.
The unkillable has been killed. Come on.
We're dead. I mean, toe tag us and we're dead. I hate football, but I really don't. I hate being a Jets fan. I do. I hate what football's done to me. I was thinking about this and done to us, right? So, and I had a couple little, I usually don't do, I had a couple of things jotted down. I don't want to miss anything chronologically, but think about the way this most painful ride started. The Jets officially inquired about Aaron Rodgers' availability on February 12th, all right? It's when and me and Teak actually got into that in late January, but the Jets actually, the first report, the Jets have reached out February 12th. 2 months of intense, everyday speculation on this station, right? Rodgers' trade becomes official in April. The NFL releases the schedule, and we're all over it. Sunday night, Monday night, Black Friday. Here we go. We made it, Mama. Prime time, baby. Here we are. Right?
Wanted the expectations.
We did.
All the excitement, as you should.
I did. Hard knocks, right? Everybody talking a big game. They ain't hating. We ain't popping. You pop yourself right out of town with that nonsense. We'll get to him later. And I'll tell you where I really took the cheese. I admit it. I really, and I don't believe in, I don't want to say I don't believe in destiny, because I definitely believe in religion, all right? But sporting destiny, I've always been of the, create your own destiny. You have a window of opportunity. Hopefully the hard work you did when nobody's looking, you crack through and you cash in. So I never get too wrapped up in sporting destiny, but that Hall of Fame game, that weekend, that tested my limits a little bit, because for a franchise that never has their own guys inducted into the Hall of Fame, there's Ronnie Lott. He was a Jet for a year or two. Oh, there's Art Monk. If there was a Jet for a year or two. I mean, here's this random whomever. Oh, Jet for a year or two. The Jets, I was there.
Right.
It was Jet Central. Not one. You got two Jets. Two different generations, of course, in Colecco and Rivas. And I'm saying, man, this season's got to be. It has to be.
It felt different.
It's got to be. Like, this can't be a ruse. I mean, the football gods have been so painful and so mean to us that there's no way that they're going to do this. The script can't be this devious, can it be? Like, it can't be. So I kind of suspended most people's reality, and I bought into it. Had a great weekend. Now we get to the first game. Boom, 4 plays in, done. And then, not only do we have to deal with those emotions after Rodgers comes flying out of the tunnel like Captain America, but they actually win. Like, that's the amazing thing about that night. And it felt like a loss. I'm not going to lie to you. The return punt, Gibson, Salah running on the scrum in the end zone. Like, there was a 1% element of euphoria that was going through my body. The other 99% pragmatically was processing, it's over. And then I'm driving to work. I'm like, but it can't be over. As I'm driving in that day, September 12th, it's not over, at least not for me. And then the whole unkillable craziness and whatever. All right? And then you start getting into a little bit of the meat of the season. And week 2, I travel to Dallas. We get our asses kicked. Week 3, we lose our 15th straight to the Pats. So I'm like, all right.
That was really.
Oh, jeez.
That should have been. You should have all known at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe on some level I did. I refuse to admit it.
Right.
So 1 and 2, and that little flicker of hope against the Bills in week 1, despite the Rodgers injury. All right, I could have I should have at that point said, idiot. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Moron, wake up. And realize the team that you root for. And realize that little bone of insignificance with the win against it will mean nothing. Nope. Instead, I keep going into it. Doubling down. The speech, the sweatshirts, the T-shirts. Just giving everybody the Heisman, basically, that's telling me, dude, you sound crazy. It's the Jets.
Yeah, delusional.
Yeah, well, that too.
Some say that.
You got no quarterback. It's over, right? Then a little flicker of hope. And this was probably most unfair, the Chiefs game. Because that gave me slight ammunition, even though they lost and they got hosed by the refs, the way Zach Wilson played at least that night and absolutely for that drive, that was what I needed to come in and say, you see?
One Jets drive.
I told you. Look at this kid. Spinning dimes, double coverage, back shoulders, better than Mahomes. They lost, but it's going to be go time, right?
And then
And then what happens? Then they win an ugly game. Aesthetically nasty, the Broncos. And then, of course, eventually the Eagles, which was like, here we go. Now we got the bye week. Then we've got the Giants in the sloppy, sideways, twisting wins. The day that the great Tommy DeVito story was born, even though they didn't let him throw, the Jets win a game they had no business winning. And it just roped me in further. Well, now the rope is officially around my neck and around my wrists and around my ankles, sucking off every ounce of blood flow. I'm dead. I mean, listen, if I'm going to lead the speech, I've got to come in and say, I'm dead and I was wrong. And it is just, it really, Sal, it's just, I mean, these games, dude, they can't even score a touchdown. They can't even, it is just pathetic. Listen, I'm broken. And I always say this, like, I'd hear Joe all these years, this, that. No, and I'm like, Joe, don't do that. Don't give in to that mindset. Don't just accept that we're never going to be good. We're not.
Yeah.
It's just, it's over, dude.
Funerals are never fun. It's sad
over.
for me to see this, but it took several weeks, 13 in fact, but you've come to your senses and realized that this ain't it. And look, I did say last week, I do think it's almost unfair to a certain extent to rip the Jets for the level that we have ripped them the majority of this year. And when I say we, not just you and I, but others covering the team and fans. Like, once Rodgers goes down, yes, it's week 1. Like you said, you don't want to believe it. But once he goes down, that's it. Everything went up in flames. The problem is, and we'll talk about this, with months to talk about this, into the offseason, problem is now, do you double down? And then what does that mean moving forward? We thought this was going to be a year where the Jets would have a solid foundation in place while winning. And with the defense being what it was, with Rodgers being here, we hoped it was going to go a different way. The expectations were through the roof. Unfortunately, he goes down 4 plays in. What are you supposed to do? Anything else that happened was entertaining, good or bad, trying to keep hope alive and extend the season. The reality is, once he went down, it was over. And now it is officially over for the New York Jets season.
Mm-hmm.
The unkillable has been killed. I mean, come on, that's.
Well, I just said that I'm dead. What do you want me to say?
Well,
I'm not
also,
going to say that word. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction.
I want to hear it.
Not with the roses and your dopey 3 sizes too big black suit that you had from Izzo back in his closet. I will not give you the satisfaction of uttering that word today.
We were scrapping the props together this morning.
Roses. What else you got? You got
I got the black suit here. You got little roses for you.
I should be wearing that, actually.
I know. You're right. You should. Probably fit you a little bit better, too.
I'd love to smell the roses. Maybe one of these years the Jets will allow us to smell the roses, actually, instead of throwing them in the casket. Honestly.
It was...
They are just, dude.
But wasn't it fitting, too?
I hate them.
To have it end at the hands of...
of you?
The Atlanta Falcons. The lowly, crappy Atlanta Falcons. Oh, God. Who I just happened to grow up rooting for.
Yeah. I mean... I did want to beat you with that because I did want to send out that picture that I X'd out. I want to have a little fun with that. We were talking smack last week. And,
oh, man.
I mean, but listen, I'm happy that you get to maintain your fandom.
No, truth be told.
But you guys are going nowhere. You know that.
I know that.
You have no quarterbacks. You're never going to be good either. So we both won't win. It's all good. You can have a little fun with the win, but you're going nowhere either. Right. So we know that, right?
But the truth is, I genuinely feel bad for you and other passionate Jet fans.
Yeah.
Like, this is... Look, I knew it was going to happen once Rodgers went down, but this sucks.
Yes, it does.
Think of how, like, when you look back, as you just did, right, and go through it all, think of how bad this season is and where it ranks as amongst the lowest of the lows relative to expectation. That's how I always judge things.
It's number one.
Based
or
off of,
last, depending
based off of expectations going in.
No doubt.
This has to be the most devastating of all.
Indisputably number one. There's just no question. Absolutely number one. Thank you, Jets. Much appreciated. Honestly. Really appreciate that. All right. BT and Sal on the Fan. 877-337-6666. I mean, they can't even score a touchdown. It's just...
Dude, it's not NFL football. Like, come on.
Unfathomably disgraceful.
Oh, wait. I got to, before we get the calls...
What?
Excuse me. I got to get one more text in here from you.
Is this from me?
This is from you. This is a great one.
How long ago was this?
This was last night.
Oh?
Yesterday afternoon.
I didn't think I sent that many.
No, 346 from BT. Quote, Timmy Boyle, in fact, has been relieved of his spinning responsibilities.
Yeah, I did send that. I did. Oh, he can spin it thing. That was something else. I mean, so between the unkillable stuff and Timmy Boyle spinning it, I mean, I did tweet this. We'll get these calls here. Yeah. Listen, I'll take the L. I will own this. I tweeted this, and I really mean this, and I'm obviously going to say it on our show. The New York Jets force me, in their own twisted way, to say and tweet the dumbest things imaginable. I own it. Because
I respect that.
I really, they twist my mind in so many crazy directions. Like, I don't even know what good quarterback play is anymore. And I really never have. So, like, when you get a flicker of hope, like, this guy's going to be a star.
Right.
Or, like, you just...
Just because it's 10 billion times better than anything else. Same thing with Joe Douglas. Is Joe Douglas actually good, or is he just better than Idzik, McCagnon? Yeah. Right. I mean, think about that.
That's a good point. No, my football sensibility is zero, thanks to the Jets. 877-337-6666. Let's get to Brian in Brick, New Jersey. Brian, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
What's up, BT, Sal? First time, long time. Love the show. I got to just ask you something, BT. I get being a fan because I'm a Giant fan, so I don't have a leg to stand on. But where do you get this blind faith with this Jets team? They have a great defense, but this offense has been putrid for 10 years. Yeah. You almost can't watch the games.
It's absolutely, it's mind-numbingly, it's damaging, really. I agree. But, Brian, I'm not saying that. I'm not getting on the air saying they're going to win the next game. You're right. I admit, I was wrong.
I don't want to beat a dead horse because I know it's tough. But even when they win games, it's in such a gross manner where, like, the Jets are just symbolizing, like, 13-6 or 9-3. It's just so unwatchable.
Do you realize, Brian, thanks for the call, but do you realize that Sal, you probably heard during the game, that the New York Jets have more first-quarter safeties than touchdowns this year?
Oh, my God. I did not
you know
hear
that stat?
I did not. That's...
the Jets have more safeties than touchdowns in the first quarter. And safety is not something you practice. You don't script the first 15 plays to put yourself in a position to get a safety. you put yourself in a position to get a touchdown.
I just don't understand why they make it so difficult. Because even if you look around at the worst teams, and we've seen a lot of bad quarterback play around the league. I mean, New England sucks. We talked about how bad they are. But outside of them, I mean, other teams do figure out ways to put the ball in the end zone. Like by accident, the offense stumbles across a couple. And the Jets, they can't.
You know what's crazy? That's a really good point, but I'll take it a step further. Not only do the Jets not score, they don't even try to attack the end zone. Like, how many passes do you see in the end zone?
Right.
None.
Everything's underneath.
Oh,
I mean, maybe
goodness.
one or two, balls thrown over 10 yards down the field. I mean,
like let me throw it in the back pylon so maybe we can make this amazing catch and dot to 2 feet and catch it so the interception doesn't happen. But you don't even see, like, they don't even throw the ball in the end zone.
No,
this is not professional football.
I think the deepest shot that I've seen them take this year was Timmy Boyle on the Hail Mary return back to the house. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you might be right. You honestly might be right, Sal. And the ball wasn't even thrown well. Even that, It's underthrown. 877-337-6666. BT and Sal here on the Fan. All right, so today is a day. We are gathered here today, ladies and gentlemen, to put to rest the New York Jets as they once again have done irreversible and irrefutable damage to our football souls. They have blackened us further. They have rendered us helpless, but they have not rendered us voiceless.
Yo, I love it.
Today is the day that we just pounce. All right. We'll get to the baseball stuff later as well. Should be. This is going to be a big week. I mean, Yamamoto, Soto, things are happening one way or the other. So
coming up next week, the Yankees funeral. Oh, baby, they're not getting anybody.
Now, is he a pitcher or is he a hitter? Andre Scrub. What position is that?
I heard you.
Is he a pitcher or a hitter? I don't even know.
I was waiting in the wings to make my entrance, and I heard you talking with Jerry about that. Scrub.
What position does he play? Is he a pitcher? What does he play?
The Mets are trolling us with that one.
Now batting for the Mets, Andre Scrub. They actually signed somebody by that. I mean, New York sports scene is rolling.